All right, we're gonna do this macrame wall hanging. This is based off of a picture of one of my good friends. She does these beautiful macrame wall hangings. So shout out to Karissa with Sonderly Yours. Yeah, it's just so cute. Anyways, this is part of my Country Life watercoloring book where I have 21 of my pre-drawn outlines on watercolor paper and then video tutorials that take you through my step-by-step process. Today we are using this 24 color paint palette, water. I'm gonna be using the size 10 of my brush set and a paper towel to dab things off on. But really that's it. This is gonna be a pretty simple one and probably gonna move fairly quickly. So first I want to do the antler. So I'm gonna grab this caramel, I think is what it's called on your sheet. And then I'm going to grab some gray and just kind of slowly mix it in until it feels more neutral, diluted. And then we're gonna kind of mix even more over on this side so that you have two tones to work with. And then a diluted version of this gray. Okay, so I'm kind of just gonna be covering the entire thing, doing my very best not to touch these where the cords are. As you can see, I have these puddles, and so I'm just going to be grabbing from those areas until they're gone, instead of grabbing from my colors that I've mixed. I'm going to be pulling from my page. When you have a lot of water, it goes a lot further. So kind of the rule of thumb, the more water you have on your brush, the more transparent your color will be, or lighter your color will be. And you'll be able to get further on your page with water. I want to be sure to pick those piles up before they dry. So there we go. I think that's a beautiful base color. Now I can grab the first color that we mixed and kind of come in and make a shadow underneath. So you're doing kind of a 2/3-ish, just like that. Coming under, kind of making a Y there, and then coming up and adding a little bit of shadow. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more gray to this section because I think it blended in together, which is fine. And then I'm gonna add in some gray here. When I notice that I have too much water and I don't know where I want to put it, I'm just gonna dab it onto my paper towel. Okay, and then before it dries too much, I'm gonna clean my brush off and just use the tip to blend those lines out, and that's just by kind of rubbing the very tip and pulling that color to where it's a smooth transition. And then lastly, I'm gonna grab some black and add it into our color. And this is gonna be our contrast, our deepest color, because antlers are a little darker around, I don't even know what this part of the antler is called, where it connects or where it falls off. Karissa, don't be mad at me. I don't know exactly. Just kind of dabbing that color in. It's gonna come down here too. A little bit in the, and then the tip of, just like tiny strokes following the antler. Okay, I think that looks really good. I'm gonna add a tiny, tiny bit of this other lighter color that we have and add some into here. And then leave that and we can move on to the macrame. So honestly, this looks intimidating, but it's not. I'm gonna grab some of the salmon. We're gonna put it over here. And then to neutralize the orange in that, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of blue. See how that neutralizes it, brings it more dull. And you can always practice. I do have a little watercolor notebook that if you want to grab on my website, I also take notes in there, so you can test your colors. So this is the color that I have. If you want it to be more yellow, you can add in some yellow to just bring it a little cooler, or a little, I don't know, warmer. And then there we go. I kind of feel like we could put a tiny bit of pink in there. This is, I'm just trying to make a good amount of it because, okay, sorry. I'm trying to make a good amount of it because there is, I mean, pretty much the rest of the painting will be using this. So I want to make sure that we have enough. I'm going to use a lot of water. Grabbing some purple. I keep overloading it. See, this is, I've been painting for years. Sometimes I can't get the color first try. We're going to keep working with it. If you want to start over, you could dab it out with your paper towel. That's probably what I'll do. But if you found the color that you want, that's fine. That is perfect. I'm proud of you. I have the salmon, and I think I do want to, not green. My mind, guys. A little bit of blue. There we go. I think I made it too complicated. I just want a little bit of blue in there to neutralize. Tiny bit of gray. And I'm adding a good amount of water because I want it to be transparent, but there we go. really close to that first color, if not the exact same. Cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the occasional chords to just fill, and I like the ones to be towards the back. So I'm kind of just using very light pressure to pull that color through. Another thing you could do is add another color. So like, let's say we have our salmon that we just dilute down, add a little bit of blue to it, but it's just a slightly different light color with a lot of water. And you can bounce between the colors. You could even just go over the entire thing with the lighter color. Maybe that's what we'll do, is we'll just go through like this and get all your strokes. I'm gonna leave the middle is a different color. You'll see the finished piece over here. But you can just follow all of that down. Just like that. Makes things easy. Then you can grab this color and bring it up here now that the antler is dry. This will be our base color. It's already coming together and we don't have any of the shading in there yet. Okay, that looks great. So now we can come in with this other color that we made that's a little darker, has a little bit more color. Okay, so I've added in some of this umber and the blue to get it slightly darker. Still not crazy, but it has a warmer tone, just like this. And then what you're gonna do is come in and make your shadows. So you could come, this is just a cord that's holding everything together. So I'm just doing a little outline of it, basically. Just like that. And then you're gonna make little lines. You could follow the line down, or you could make like an entire cord darker, or just kind of doing your own thing with that. And see how I did not like follow something specific. I just kind of filled in space and used my brush and followed a horizontal pattern. And that I think looks beautiful. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in and do all of that across the whole thing. So pretty. Okay, and then these little ties up here, I gotta add more color. Okay, I'm just getting some of the color off so that I have more control, because this is a really, really small section that we're painting in. And I'm just kind of going in and making little lines to separate those knots. Just like that. Can do the same here and just kind of make some shadows on the bottom side and have them go up through those lines. Coming in and making some shadows here. Okay, now these braids, you can either leave if you don't mind it, or you can come in and do the same thing and just like go back and forth. It's more water than I want, so I gotta dab it off on my paper towel. Now I'm not doing all of them, I'm doing the occasional back and forth using the very tip of my brush. That whole knot, little strokes, and that's what we're doing for all the braids. Okay. Adding a few extra shadows to separate that color a little bit more down here. There we go. Okay, last thing you're gonna do is pick the color of your gem. And I want mine to be turquoise. So I'm gonna grab, I think I even have a turquoise down here. Yeah. And I don't want it so vibrant. So I'm going to add in some of this umber. That's gonna be so pretty. Okay, as you can see, I just dabbed it on my paper towel. This gives you more control. So for example, if I went straight from this over, I'd have a lot more water. And even more if I had more on my brush. But if you come here and dab off some of that excess, you have more control on where your brush goes. And because I'm in a small area, I want to have more control. I don't want it to bleed into any of the other areas. Just like this. Okay, and then if you want to add more color in, you can add. I knew it was a lot of water the second I put it on my page, so I'm dabbing some of it off. Just like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of red to a corner right here and just kind of dab it in, because I think some turquoise has some color variant. Okay, I hope you love it and that you're proud of your painting. This was fun. I can't wait to paint with you next time. Thank you, have a good day, and we'll talk soon.